Many people are still in an uproar over what we witnessed at the Sesame Place situation where the character of Rosita, the person dressed as Rosita, was seen ignoring two black children. Now, like many people, I first thought when I heard the story, oh, it's not a big deal and, bigger fish to fry and so on and so forth. But then when I watched the video, there was a visceral reaction to what I saw. And I was thinking about why, because even though I felt like what the character did was wrong, I know about Sesame Place and Sesame Street's obviously historic reputation as it relates to diversity, equity, and inclusion. And then when I went on Twitter, I started seeing more videos of black children being ignored. Now, I believe that Sesame Place made a good first gesture in issuing what they thought was their stance as it relates to what happened there. I feel like if they actually watched the video again, they would see that the character Rosita, yes, definitely looked at somebody that looked up and said, to know that they couldn't take that, what they said was refusing the pictures, but then clearly looked down. And we have to remember when people wear those masks, it's not like the helmet, the eyes are in the big eyeballs, the eyes are at the mouth level. So clearly looking down, you can see these people, and they're in an industry where they have to look down at people. Big Bird ain't looking for me, ain't checking for me at Sesame Street or Sesame Place or anything like that. And so I think that after Sesame Street realized what happened, they realized they kind of dropped the ball on that, and they issued another statement speaking about some of the efforts they were going to make going forward. But I think it's important to understand why so many of us are mad. And it's not just because more videos have come up, especially the videos of Elmo dissing black kids. And that's like, folks in the hood represent Elmo hard. That's at the birthday parties. Y'all see the videos and stuff. But we are living in a time right now when many of us are feeling unseen. When many of us are feeling like our histories and our stories are being blocked. When you see what's happening with these fake critical race theory arguments and what people are doing to ban books from schools. One politician has over 800 books on a banned books list, and many of those not only deal with issues relating to the Holocaust and issues relating to the LGBTQ plus community, many of them deal with issues that relate to the black community and black authors specifically. And that's an issue. When Trump was in office and I was going around doing my diversity work and training and consultantships and workshops, the tone of what I could speak about changed because of Trump's executive order that was basically saying you can't speak in a particular way as it relates to these diversity settings. And so corporations were telling me, well, can you say this but not that? Can you say this but not make people feel this way? And then you look at what's happening with the rise of white supremacy, people trying to take over the school boards, what's happening on the streets, black people so the number one target for hate crimes in this country. And we are in a position where just many of us feel unseen and just disrespected. And every single day we're getting reminders. And so our youngest, our future, for them to have those experiences where they're being ignored, those are problematic experiences for them that they won't forget and will sneak into their psyche. Now, other people are going to say, well, my kid is white and they got ignored at Sesame Place and so on and so forth. And we understand that those things may happen. But again, like James Baldwin said, if you don't understand what happened before you, you can't understand what's happening around you. It's a bigger issue than an individual situation. We as black people, too many of us in this country feel like we are being ignored, feel like we are being unseen, feel like our history is being ripped away and minimized. And so when we see situations like that happening to the youngest of us who are just trying to be their best, who are just trying to have fun, who are just trying to forget everything that goes on in the day and go and see their favorite characters, Rosita and the others, and get dissed, it resonates at a deeper level with all of us. So I think what Sesame Place is doing as it relates to their later statement about having conversations about inclusion and the like is powerful. We all know what Sesame Street and Sesame Place's reputation is and what their commitment is. They have been the leader as it relates to conversations and representation about diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so for many of us, we're upset, but I know at least for me, I'm not saying they get a pass, but we understand that they are responding to the challenge. They're not saying, well, we have a commitment to this and we've proven it historically, so y'all can step off. They're like, no, this is who we are and this is how we're going to respond based on who we are. Because the character of an organization will always shine through in moments of crisis and moments of emergencies. And so once again, I applaud Sesame Place for its statement. For its more recent statement. I applaud for the efforts that they're going to take going forward. And I hope that many of us in the community who are hurt will give them a chance to show what they can really be about. As it relates to this individual character, there's enough video on Sesame Place to know if you got the same character playing the same person doing this over and over again, some real action needs to be taken as well. I mean, that's just facts. There's probably more cameras up there at Sesame Place in these places than like the FBI got cameras on the streets of DC. So let's go forward. Let's go forward with an organization that wants to go forward and is committed to going forward and has been a trailblazer. And let's see how we can work to build this common ground in these uncommon times and just work together to build an upstanding community for everybody. And that's what I think is going to be needed for us to be able to get to the next level as relates to what happened. Peace.